Howdy there, folks. It's Joe McDonald, and I'm down here at a little place in town today, working on this Tennessee Walker here, Fuego, and I've spent a few rides on him now. I've ridden him about 3 times now, and I've done a few days of groundwork on him, and he needs work on both. But today is kind of a snowy day, so I don't really want to throw a saddle and a pad on him and get him all hot and sweaty that way. So I figure I'll do a little bit of groundwork and get it on camera for you guys, so that we can have it for posterity. So the first thing we'd want to start with is just having him free in the round pen here. And you see, already me just walking towards him like that created a pressure, a pushing away. So there we go. I just kept that pressure on until he looked at me, and then I just turned away, took the pressure off, looked some other direction. He's looking away. I might see if we have our point working. Doesn't work, so I'm going to go to there. He's going the wrong way. Just going to put pressure on those hindquarters, switch my point. There. So there we go. Well, you see how this guy's kind of kooky. There. I don't know if it's fear per se. Probably a little bit. Or just his eccentric mind. But you see, yeah, we're just going to let him move out for a little bit. But you see, look at him. He sort of throws his feet through the air, throws his head in the air, jumps around. You can see how disorganized his body is. He's kind of a pretty mover at that trot, but if you asked him to turn, he'd probably fall over. So I'm just going to step out in front of him here. There. See if he'll face. I'm going to go, yeah, if he wants to come in like that, that's nice and respectful. I might stick my hand out, say hello to him. Good. Let him just rest here. Yep. See that? I have a feeling that somebody did something with this guy. A little goofy, because he's not, he wants to come in, he wants to say hi, he wants to do the right things, but when he goes, it's just like, it's like he goes into like a PTSD shock kind of like thing. I don't know, like he gets this, just the shark eyes, he gets, the personality leaves his eyes and he just kind of goes robotic. So I'm going to push his nose over this way. Wrong. There. And then when I get him to turn and face, I just look at his eye and walk backwards in a semicircle till he turns and faces. If he turned his butt towards me, see there he went to leave. So I said, all right, go. I'll send you. And I'm going to have him work around in the other direction for a little while now. Good. There, see, he kind of turned and looked at me. That was nice. But then that's better. Keep going. Not that much. See, I'm going to see if I can catch his eye, get a little personality in there. There you go. But still keep him going this way. I said this way. So you can see physically his body is going through all the right motions. If I step back here, he'll turn his nose in and face most of the time. If he doesn't, I'm just going to slap the ground where his butt shouldn't be. Stand right there. give him the opportunity to turn in the next time around. And look at that. You see his body's doing the right thing. There, he just left for no reason, so I'm going to stand right here, send him on back, give him the opportunity to stop there again. Nope. There. There you go. Simmer down. Every time I move is when he's feeling this crazy, like, pushing energy. So I'm just gonna turn him in let him turn in for a while. There, nice. If he decides to leave, I'm gonna put the pressure on until he turns back towards me. That's pretty nice. But you see, every motion he does for me is a way of trying to get away from me in some way. Even this, where he's kind of like yielding his hindquarters, but really just stepping his back feet together. There. That last time he stepped his hind foot up underneath in front of he stepped the inside hind foot in front of his outside hind foot. There. And brought his shoulders forward instead of just turning a circle and digging his front feet into the ground. We're not looking for a turn on the forehand right now. We're looking for the horse to put the bend through their body correctly. Yeah. And you see he's okay with this. And he actually has some personality and he's paying attention. He's not afraid of me. But the moment if I were to send him like that, you see, he gets this stress. So what he needs practice is in the approach and there you go. See, that's just he has way more send than I do. I'm just meekly pointing my finger and he's flying off the handle like a crazy man. We don't need that. So, how do we solve that? Well, we pretty much have the hooking on going on. Like, I can back this horse up. I can turn this horse this way. I can turn this horse this way. And I never needed even to use a lead rope. You know, that's how halter training should be done. But to take care of that middle section where he's just got that goofiness in his mind. And this is really what we do with the groundwork, is we're horse psychologists. We're fixing their mental issues, I guess. Their foibles. And so with this groundwork, we can help him get through that, like, dorkiness. See there? Because he can't go all the way out to the rail to get away from me this time. I'm just going to ask him to go in a circle to the right, but he can only use half my lead rope. And you'd think this was calculus for him. He just can't figure it out. It's like, wait, go forward, but in a circle? What? What the hell does that mean? He just can't get anywhere without leaning on that leaning on his halter. So, might just change directions here. And just push him along. There, that's pretty nice. I'm going to let him do it until he gets heavy on me. Then we're just going to switch directions. And there, when he really starts leaning on me, I'm going to draw him in. Good. Now I'm going to send him out. There you go. Back, 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 back. See, he's going forward, not backwards. Not the way I wanted. There you go. Backwards. See there? I'm just going to keep the pressure on until he takes a couple steps back. Yeah, that's fine. And I can, if he wants to see if I'm going to move my hands around and he gets freaked out by that, maybe I will draw him in. you know, here I'm going to disengage those hindquarters and I'm going to say, move your feet back. Move those feet back. And he only wants to keep me in his right eye right now, and there, his feet stalled out. There. So if his feet stop moving, I get a little louder. If he's moving back pretty nicely, I can get a little quieter. Here, I'm going to draw him in when he move my arms all around and show him that even in me moving my arms doesn't mean a dang thing. Maybe I'll just try and flop this lunge whip right over his back. See how there? See how he's just sort of, his feet are spilling around? That's my least favorite thing that a horse does, is spill around like that. So I'm just gonna, there, nope. So I would have quit on that one had he kept his feet still. 1, 2, and there's no tension on this lead rope. 3, good boy. And that's fine. Then I'm gonna leave this carrot stick right over his back and rub him with it until he starts blinking. Good. He always has to keep acknowledging me, you know. This horse is interesting. I'll show you something funny about him. If I stand here for a minute, you see where his attention is? It's getting better. But before, he'd be looking over there, he'd be looking behind us. You know, even now his ear is kind of behind me or in front of me. It's never quite on me. Watch. If I go ahead and step over here, where's he looking? Just kind of straight ahead. He's kind of at attention. He's not away from me. He's not really there. He's trying to step away from me. I'm just going to wait until he, oh yeah, Ben's kind of nice. And if he wants to walk off or do whatever, that's his prerogative. I might actually send him in between the fence and me here. Do a little squeezing. See there, that he felt that was a squeeze. He thinks that there's not enough room for him to get through between me and the fence there without going and running off and trying to pull on my hand. So the moment I feel that tension in this case, I'm just going to kind of give him a little check. There, see how he just felt that was way too much pressure. So, the winner in this case is he who moves his feet least. If he's panicking and I'm standing still, that means I'm the boss. There. And I'm just going to kind of set myself up right here. And if he tries to pull on me, I'm just going to set my core and hold on as firm as possible. I'm going to ask him to, there, disengage that way. Send him on through. Ask him to disengage this way. Up, up, up. You can't spill your feet around. There, there, there. He felt tight on my hand. This. That's all push. We got to get rid of that. That's not constructive. So there, you see, I was going to send him between me and the fence, but that became not important when he started pulling away from me. Yeah, if he wants to go between me and the fence, that's fine. Come here. If I just stand here, he should be comfortable standing here with me. You know? I feel like this horse might need a lot of attention. Even though he's got some bad habits that make it hard for you to want to be his friend. But honestly, he's not such a bad horse. He's just had a hard start in life. There you go. There, but see, one moment we took that energy down a little bit, he started to calm down. So maybe I'll take a step this way, which will ask him to disengage, but then I'm not going to step back. Oh, and he feels that squeeze again. To me, just taking that 6-inch step was enough for him to feel that squeeze. Well, this horse, because he's so freaky, I feel like he needs just a lot of consistency. There. See how he's going to blow his shoulder out? I just checked. Right there. He felt pushed a little bit there. Just going to stop that motion. Maybe even I'll stop him here. Yeah. That way he's in between me and the fence. And he doesn't have to feel all stressed and pushed around and stuff. Maybe I'll just ask him to go through. There. That's not such a big deal. And you see, every time we're doing this, that disengage is getting a little bit better too. All I have to do is like that now. And he kind of turns his nose and faces me. Whereas before I had to set both my hands pretty hard and hold him next to my hip so he didn't drag me across the arena. Good. And I might stop him here. See there? He felt that was a push. So I'm just going to push him back through. Disengage him again. Push him up to here. And right there. It's not a one-track ride, dude. Yeah. Come on in here. Yeah. Working both sides of him, just getting him. See there, he's looking away from me, so I'm not going to retreat at all, or try not to at least. I'm just going to keep my hand right here until he acknowledges me with his eye, and then I can take it away. And that way, we're rewarding when he pays attention to me. Now, just a little push. See that? Oh my God, he's about to blow up inside of his own head. There. That was all he needed. You've seen what happens if he gets just a little bit more than he needs. He's a very subtle horse. Took me a couple of days to figure him out. Good. So, but it's actually fortuitous that this beautiful spring day is a little bit snowy, because, good boy. I'm just gonna wait there. See how he drop back? There, that's fine. It's actually nice that this spring day is nice and snowy, because then we get to work on all this stuff. Whereas I might have just gone and saddled him up, and we'd have done some of this, but I wouldn't have been quite as particular. See, that's getting pretty nice. There. That was a stumbling block for him. See there, he's moving away. So I put the pressure on until he moves back forward. Then I take that pressure off. We release it again. Good. I'm going to put the pressure on. There. Take it off when he moves forward. There. And I'm just trying to be pretty subtle. I'm not looking for a real snappy disengage, because he doesn't need that kind of pressure. There. I asked him to step his shoulders over. He took one step and I released. I don't need him to go all the way through. I just need him to make the effort. And if he makes the effort every time, then I can just ask him to make the effort as many times as it takes to get through a particular obstacle. There. Now here, see, he's pulling away, pulling away, pulling away, pulling away. There. Hey, friend. Good. Send him on through. Good. He takes a step, I'll send him again. There, till he goes forward one step. He doesn't have to go all the way through. In fact, eventually it'd be kind of cool if he didn't. You know, if you could just ask for one step and he'd give you one step. That's what we would call impulsion. Good. So now we'll see, can he follow me around a bit? Pretty good. Now we'll see. Is he afraid of this carrot stick at all? So I'm just going to walk away from him, flop it through the air, make noise. I know I already flopped it on top of him, but his problem seems to be with coming forward and following and trusting you. So I figure this exercise is kind of good for just unlocking him, unlocking those feet forward. Good. Now I might turn around and flop this over his neck there, because you see how he's not really quite comfortable with it yet. He's kind of counterfeit. There. No flinch. Didn't move his feet. So I'm just going to rub him with this carrot stick until he blinks and lowers his head and neck. And then I'll turn away and walk off again. And maybe this time I'll start slapping the ground with this carrot stick, seeing if I can make some noise and some big movement. And just kind of wait until he quits his feet. There, quit his feet, quit moving his feet. So I quit swinging the stick. Good. Now let's go back, and now that we squeezed him and desensitized a little, let's just send him on that circle, see how he does. Oh, that's a little nicer. That's a little nicer. See, now we're coming around this circle and he's putting slack into this lead rope. There, he's right here, he's pulling on it. Now he's really pulling on it because he's forgetting forward. He just lost his forward there. And you see I'm just facing the same way he is. It's like my belt buckle has a big laser beam. So if I'm pointing it this way, he should be going this way. If I point it in the middle of him, it should push his hips away. If I point it the other way, it should unlock his feet that way. Good. I'm just going to draw him in a little bit and push him on again. Funny disorganized horse. He can go out in a straight line, no problem, but these turns, they're baffling. And you see, I always push with my body language and my hand first, and then use the stick as a secondary aid. Good. And I'm just going to sort of pivot now and see if he can put slack in this lead rope. Put a curve through his body. Ah, this is pretty nice. We're getting down to the point, and eventually we'll get smaller, where he's on his, the size of the circle is creating a natural curve through his body. Good. And I might just pick up my string, and he thought that meant, oh, turn away. So I'm just going to push those shoulders over again, and push those hips forward if he loses momentum. Good, and we're just going around the circle now. Nice, and then I'll move my hip over, point, move the shoulders through. Good, and just sort of get to the point where I can pivot around. Even better would be if I didn't even have to pivot. Just stand still, and there he gets pulled to the outside. There he goes to the inside. You know, some horses are basic. It's amazing that this horse was ever considered a trained horse if he can't lunge in a circle. Yep, high-speed U-turn right there, so I'm just going to disengage again, put some pressure on there. Good. Wait till he faces me and then quit moving. Then I'm going to push his shoulders up, ask him to disengage, Good. Nope. And hide his hind quarter from me. Good. That's fine. And stand still. You just can't change directions. You got to stop halfway through. You got to push your hips away and stop and give me 2 eyes. And then you can move your shoulders through and change directions. So I think we got most of the stuff that we normally do, or that I normally do. This guy is interesting. I'm going to spend a lot of time just on getting him real friendly with me, and I may back up and push his shoulders through. So instead of pushing his hips away, it's just all drawing in. I'm just drawing his shoulders in halfway and then pushing them through, and they should curve around and follow me. Very nice. And this drawing in I feel like that wakes his mind up a little bit. So there, he's trying to go out and around me. Good. There, he's trying to go out and away from me. So I'm just going to make sure that we're still going forward. I still create the forward, but anytime I feel him feel like he's drifting to the outside, I'm just going to back up, draw his shoulders into me. We'll change directions that way. Right here. Back up, draw those shoulders in, there. Keep them moving forward. Now push them on through. Good. There, he can't stop. It's just a continual process of coming towards me. There you go. That's nicer. Okay, but anyway, that's the main stuff that I like to do with this guy. And hopefully we'll get this groundwork to a little bit of a nicer spot where he's a little more athletic. We'll get it from 2 directions, because he's quiet and sound and broke enough to ride technically. So I'm just getting him, getting the basics put on under saddle, and then trying to keep refining this groundwork stuff with him. Just because he's got so much push away. But anyway, so yeah, that's fuego here. Thank you.